Hey, what's up, everybody? It's D's where I got a reaction. I'm about to react. Another Jess Lee Peterson about about evolvements. Like my bad. About like evolvements. Like against Christian debate. So, what do you guys think that people like us? We used to be apes. To me, heck no, that's like the most dumbest thing to me, but if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. So this is gonna be very interesting. Let's go straight into this thing now. Alright. Like, man, I know damn freaking ape got me tripping. How come I can't jump that high like an ape? Alright, let's go.
You wrote a book called We Are All Apes.
That's correct.
Where's your proof that we are all apes?
What is an ape?
Right, what is the ape?
Right. An ape is any member of the taxonomic superfamily Hominoidea.
Amazing. Have you ever seen a human being turn into you ever seen an ape? Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Have I ever seen a dog turn into a dachshund?
No, have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Have I ever seen a car turn into a Corvette?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, have I ever seen a shark turn into a fish?
I didn't ask about any of those things.
Oh, he's gonna ask a question with a question.
I asked, when have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
I'm trying to illustrate the fallacy of your question.
How's that fallacy? You wrote that we're all ape. You must have.
We are.
You must have at some point all these hundreds and thousands of years. At some point, you would have seen if an ape turned into a human being. Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Once again, humans are apes in the same way that a duck is a bird. So if you ask me if I've ever seen a bird turn into a duck, that's kind of a stupid question.
Because I didn't ask that. I didn't ask that. I asked, have you ever seen an ape turn?
Just to ask everybody on here, who thinks that evolved right there from an ape? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just hit me in the comments. That'd be very interesting.
A human being.
That is a nonsense question.
Why?
Because it's like asking for a place halfway between Los Angeles and California.
No, it's not. I didn't ask about that.
I know. Well, you don't know what you asked.
I do know. You wrote this book called We Are All Apes.
And it gives the proof in the book.
I'm asking, have you personally seen a human being, an ape turn into a human being?
It would be impossible for a human being to be anything other than an ape for the same reason that it is impossible for a dachshund to be anything but a dog. Have you ever seen a dog turn into a dachshund?
Why are you running from that question?
I'm not. I'm answering the question. I'm illustrating.
No, you're running. You're running from that question. You wrote this book that we are apes.
I'm facing you head on, answering your question directly.
No, you're not.
Humans are a subset of the category of apes.
I didn't ask you that.
We start out apes. We can't. So therefore, it makes no sense to ask how the parent category turns into the subcategory. It is exactly the same as asking if I've ever seen a bird turn into a duck. Do you understand why your question? Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck? How about I ask you that?
But that wasn't the question.
But that's the same question, isn't it?
You wrote the book saying we are. You tried to divert. You tried to deviate from the question. You wrote a book called "We Are All Apes." And so how can you write a book that says we're all ape when you?
I don't want to be a chicken. I don't want to be a duck. I want to be a goose and shake my. Remember that song?
Never seen a ape turn into a human being.
Have you ever seen a duck turn into a? Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck?
Why are you dodging the question, man?
I'm not dodging the question. I'm answering it.
No, you're not. When I asked you if you love Christian, you went all around. I answered that question. I asked you where you going. You tell me where you been.
and I answered your question directly.
No, you didn't. You're not answering this one.
Yes, I did.
Oh man.
So one more time with that, and then we have to move on.
You don't understand what the word ape means. That's why I'm trying to explain it to you.
Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Okay, let's look at that. What does the word ape mean? That means That means a bipedal hominoid with a certain number of hair follicles, with a certain type of teeth, with fingerprints and fingernails. That means all these descriptive features that we share. Have I ever seen us turn into us?
You just use the word, but you're not making sense, because I do want to know.
You don't know anything at all about taxonomy whatsoever. So how can I?
So you're not able to answer that question.
Who doesn't know anything about it.
So you're not able to answer that question. I want to do a follow-up.
Do you understand that the word ape is a taxonomic question? Right? That's a taxonomic word. Do you understand what it means?
No, that's not the question, though. You're deviating.
No, I'm not deviating. What
now,
does the word
if you
ape mean?
prove to me that you've seen it.
Look, if you believe in that, just say it. Stop asking what a question. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Like a bird and this other bird is not the same thing, but dude, come on, man.
An ape turned into a human being.
What does the word ape mean?
Word can mean many things. But let me ask you this.
But this word means one thing. What does it mean?
I have no idea.
It means any member of the taxonomic superfamily Hominoidea, which means that it has a number of these characteristics: fingernails and fingerprints, the certain type of dentition that we have, the certain type of ears that we have. All of these characters, the two pectoral mammae, et cetera. There's a whole long list of different physical characteristics that define what an ape is.
Okay, so fine. I don't care about the humanity, but what I do want to know, I do want to know if you ever seen an ape.
Ask me a nonsense question.
I want to know, have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being? After all these years, you would have think that somebody, somewhere, somehow, would have seen an ape turn into a human being, and no one has ever seen that.
For real.
Except that you're asking a question that makes no sense.
Even the people in books that you have read and the folks that you listen to have never seen that.
Are we done here? Because you're not going to listen to my explanation. You're asking me
because you're not answering my question.
I am answering your question.
You're going around my question.
You don't understand what it means.
You're going around my question. You're not answering my question.
I did not go around your question.
You did. I asked you, have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
You don't know what the word ape means.
I don't care about the word. I do know what it means. I'm asking you.
Okay, then tell me. What does the word ape mean?
I asked you, have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
You're using these words. I want to know what you think these words mean. Because I know what the words mean.
The one thing I know for sure.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Man, I wish I'm right here live with this when they're debating this right here. If they're right here into with some people and stuff. Oh, man, that would be so freaking hilarious, probably, debate each other. Some going half and half what they're saying. Oh, man, I wish.
For sure.
I know for sure.
And I can prove what the words mean, but
you and no one has ever seen
using them incorrectly.
What
does the word ape mean to you?
You and those people who are claiming that apes turn into human beings or human beings came from apes.
I don't claim that apes turn into human beings. We are
that human
apes.
Being came.
Okay, wait. It's hard to wait. So he had that book. I'm probably not gonna read that book, but I guess his thing right here is. Evolved right now from apes to humans, right? And he's just saying, have you ever seen a man walked and everything like an ape? And he keeps on saying, goes like a duck. Have you ever seen a duck go into a goose? And he's like, what does that mean? I'm not talking about goose. Well, have you ever seen something? He just keep going. It's like, this. Then now he's saying, I don't know, man. Maybe you have to read his book, but I'm not gonna read that book though. But anyways, man, let's keep going.
From apes, I have no proof of that
can't be anything other than an ape. You're classified as apes.
You're not listening.
Yeah, hell no.
You're not listening.
No, you're not listening.
Okay. All right. So is that where we're going to be here?
No.
Are we done?
No.
You either learn how to have the communication both ways, or we're done here.
You have to learn how to answer a question.
I did answer the question.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I asked it with a question with a question.
Let me ask.
I explained to you.
You asked the question with a question,
why
man.
The question makes no sense. Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck? Does that question make any sense to you?
Right. Just like, have you ever seen a ape turn into a human?
All birds are ducks?
As dumb as that.
Do you understand that ducks are birds?
That question is as dumb as the question about apes.
What you asked me is a dumbass question. I'm trying to show
into...
you how dumbass it is. Do you understand that ducks
Did you say dumbass?
Birds? Do you understand that ducks are birds?
Did you say dumbass? What the?
Yes.
Let me ask you this.
Do you understand that ducks are birds?
You believe in evolution, right?
I don't believe in it. No, I can show it, demonstrate it, prove it even to you. Do you understand that ducks are birds?
Why do you believe in evolution
because I can prove it
if no one has ever seen it?
But we have seen it.
No, you haven't.
We've relied on it throughout the entire history of
no one has ever seen it.
It is demonstrated fact. We can observe it. We can test it, verify it numerous ways. I can prove that even to you.
So why is evolution
so that you can understand this?
Why is evolution
Do you understand?
Why is evolution just a theory even today?
Why is it that atomic theory?
No, see, look at asking the question with a question, man. I'm listening to you. Like, just answer it the way. How come you believe that it's an ape or not an ape or whatever? Right there, asking them to go into another animal. Oh, a tiger is not a bear. Okay. Oh, all right. So what's the? Come on, please. Come on. Keep
answer
going
the
with
question.
It.
You answer the question with another crazy question.
Why is it the theory of gravity is just a theory today?
Why is evolution still considered a theory?
For the same reason that atomic theory is still considered a theory, for the same reason that theory of gravity is still a theory, for the same reason that the germ theory of disease is still a theory.
So because it can't be proven to be real.
Because there is a rule in science that we want to go the complete opposite direction of religion, and rather than assert things to be true that are not true, we are not allowed to proclaim absolute truth. So everything that we know to be true has to be regarded as a theory on the hypothetical potential, at least, that something could be improved or changed.
So if you don't believe in God, that's your opinion, right? I understand. But can you please ask the question?
Later on.
That's amazing.
There is a rule.
Because of time, let me ask you this.
There is a rule in science that you cannot prove.
You're talking theory.
There's a rule in science. I'm answering your question.
But you're talking theory.
I'm answering the question, and you won't let me answer it. There is a rule in science that says that you cannot prove any theory to be true in the positive sense. At most, the most you can do is show.
I know scientists who have proved that God exists, and I know those who are.
There are some things like, okay, if you don't believe in God, that's your thing, all right? I believe in God because there are some things that happen to me that you can't explain some stuff, all right? Like, I'll be hunting with you. When I was 10, 11 years old, I went to my neighbor. He asked me to go right there to the beach and with his dad. So, of course, I could go and everything. So we went, and we're right there inside the beach. And actually, we're in the oceans, and we're swimming. And we're pretty far. And one time, I'm talking about the waves just went up and down, up, down. We're trying to jump it and going farther, jump it. At one time, I'll be honest, like all these seaweed was everywhere. And my friend, after he jumped the wave pushed my friend all the way back to the beach. Right there, I was like, oh snap! But I'm stuck in one spot, so I'm waiting right there. I mean, I was stuck with with everything right here, and I couldn't move because all these seaweed, and I could barely breathe. Keep going up and down, and I couldn't breathe, and I'm getting more struggling and more seaweed everywhere, and I'm just like one little second to breathe, go back down, go down, and I'm thinking like, man, I'm gonna die. And like before, I just looking at the sky, man, and it was like the wave. It was in just like 2-3 seconds. It just going as when I was about to go down the wave, I look at the sun, but I'm just saying like, please God, do not let me die like this. I don't want to die like this. I'm 10, 11 years old. I closed my eyes when I'm saying this. When I got up, I'm right there on the beach. No, for real, like right in the beach, man. I don't know how the hell I came all the way that way to that side. Something just happens, about this. But now this guy, he probably don't believe stuff like that. So I believe a God because it's always in my head when I was a little kid. I could have drowned when I was a little kid, man. So
God,
whatever this guy's doing.
God doesn't exist.
No, you don't.
But let me ask you, because of time.
You don't know.
I do know. I know scientists who have proved that God exists.
You don't.
I do.
No, you
don't.
Then where is their Nobel Prize? Why have I not heard of them? Why are there still atheists? Why is the majority of the scientific community
because the Nobel Prize
had ever proved that God existed, then we would all know that God exists. No, you don't know. Any scientist.
Yes, I do.
And you can't show documentation.
Let me say this to you. You asked why there are no Nobel Peace Prize for.
If all you're going to do is lie to me.
You asked why there are Nobel Peace.
And that's apparently all you're going to do.
You asked why aren't there any
meaningful conversation.
You asked why are there any Nobel Peace Prize for the scientists who prove that God exists?
That's not what
because
I said
the people who hand out.
We basically you had to believe this right there into something like you need anything that's gonna for you believe that. All right, like make sure that this. I don't know, man. It's just.
I called you out. You told a lie.
The people who
said that there were scientists who proved
so God didn't say God is real.
There is no science.
That's not how it works.
Get behind me. Hold on.
That's not how it works at all.
No scientist has ever done that. If that had happened,
let me say this to you.
Buckets of documents.
And if you believe anything else, that's your thing, man. I'm not gonna disrespect anybody. If that's what you believe. That's what you believe. For real, man. For real. Believe what you want. But I believe what I believe.
Let me say that the reason that
gotten the Nobel Prize and the Templeton Prize, they'd be world famous.
Fine. The reason that
why do you need fame?
The scientists who prove that God
there is no science to prove God exists
doesn't get the Nobel Peace Prize because the people who are handing out the Nobel Peace Prize are of their father, the devil. So they hate the children of God.
No devil either. Okay, I think we're done here.
No, we not quite yet. Almost. Notice that atheists tend to lean more toward the left more than toward the right. Why is that?
That's not true for a lot of cases, I'm sorry to say.
I said most, not all, but why is that?
Because a lot of us care more about truth than others, and that's that.
But the left is of the lie.
What's that?
The left is of the lie. They're of their father, the devil.
No, that itself, what you just said, is a lie.
Why is that?
Because it's documented false. It's factually false.
I have proof. Why would a man that is left like you try to turn anyone away from God if you don't believe that there is a God? You work all the time to turn people away from God.
That are nonsense. You keep making assertions that are factually false.
You said you have helped
things about myself that are wrong.
You said that you have helped Christians, those who believe in God, turn away from Him.
All right. What would you like me to do? Would you like me to just sit here and let you lie to me?
No, I got to put you on the hot seat. I need you to answer these questions as quickly as possible.
Oh, that's the hot seat. Okay. I mean, that's the little hot thing. Oh, man. Hey, that was interesting. Oh, man. So we asked a question with another question, and just makes you just like, oh, dude, are you going to just say it? Say what you want to. Okay, the first half, it's hard to understand or see what he's saying because it's going with I've seen the bird be a pigeon. Like, yeah, I guess. But that's not the question, all right? Then have you ever seen what do you say, an ape walk like a human? But isn't your book, it's about that? So, this is very, I don't know, it's confusing inside the way how he believes this. And you have to get surprised and you need something to believe in God. If your God is real, that means that you're going to get a medal, okay? It's not how it goes, man. So, of course, you're just on one side for you. You have to see both sides. I mean, I'm not really big about evolution, all that kind of stuff. Because, they would start doing it in schools, and I'm just thinking to me when, I was growing up, for apes to humans and stuff, I don't believe that I don't believe that at all. But if you believe it, you believe it, man. You can't get mad. You can't hate somebody about that because they believe this. All right, so, hey, interesting debate. Oh, man. Whew. All right, man. Next time, man, hit me in the comments, man. Tell me what you think about this. Do you think that we used to be apes or not? All right. All right. Like and subscribe.